Right, guys, I've got one question for you. Are you feeling the flow? Let's go. Let's have a look. Let's create some bee hair cards, shall we? So, curve flat snaps, and now I'm going to say no strands thinner than a 10. Okay, well, no strands, sorry, thicker than a 10, or even an 8, let's say. Let's go for something like a 5, and I'll show you what I mean, okay? So before we do this, we're going to do a bit of housekeeping. So on A hair left, this one here, which is the second layer of A hair cards, what we're going to have to do is we'll duplicate these guys, okay, and we're going to rename this to B hair left. Now we only need one layer of B hair, we don't need to go too drastic with that. So what we can do is we'll mask off the A hairs, and of course, just like we've done before, we'll group them into our own poly group, and we'll start to use these as a base to work off of, okay? And let's go ahead, let's just do that without further ado. So what do these strands look like? Well, for instance, let's see, I think I might do a very wispy strand that starts from here and just kind of does that. Multiple subdivision levels. Okay, if you get multiple subdivision level error, always go down, in this case for hair, always go down to the lowest and delete the higher. Okay, we're not interested in the higher ones just yet. Okay, does it work? Now it's worked. Okay, let's put that. The root still needs to be in the same place, but let's see what kind of hair strand we've got. So the idea of these hair strands is to be very random and wild, so you don't want them sort of boring and conformist. Okay, you want these to sort of be a bit of a wild card in terms of their curvature and whatnot, so feel free to get quite crazy with them like that, okay? But they shouldn't also be too all over the place. They should still conform to the style to some degree, so something like that. So it should still sort of go from the origin, taper in, but it might just kind of stretch out a little bit like that, okay? I'll hide this layer, so it's bothering me a little bit. Okay, that's another one. Let's sort of say we'll do another one, but in the opposite direction. Okay, this is what I mean by basically coming across this style of hair basically. We'll bring this one, let's pull it all the way around there. Yes, and lift it up. So B hair generally can sit on top of the rest, but it doesn't have to. But if you sit it on top of your other hair cards, you can sort of benefit from an actual extra layer of your hair cards. It looks a bit more full if you kind of choose to place your B hair cards on top of the other cards you've made. Okay, so this one there, let's flick that out over the ear, and I can see it's still kind of ignored me there. There we go. It's a lot of back and forth in terms of drawing out these hair cards. I just saved ZBrush, you don't have to save, thank you. Okay, so this one, let's do one that just kind of straggles down here. So good, that was placed almost in the middle, that's fine. But let's sort of pull it out a bit. Okay, so here, for example, I might have it sit in the groove there, but when it starts to get around here, I might just lift it up and out, you see. But I'll introduce a bit of curvature to it. I got stuck again. Okay, if you want to introduce curvature and it gets stuck like this, let me show you another way to do it. Use your move tool. You see, just by using your move tool, you can get a much more interesting strand of hair sometimes, especially if you're going for curvy. Okay, so sometimes it will get caught on the other hair cards. That's just natural, I'm afraid. Let's keep going with the 5s. I quite like a 5. And let's do one down here. And this is that too long? Yes, I'd say that's too long. And I did the same thing again. Okay, there we go. Finally. Place it in there. If you're wondering what's happened to the strands, why they're looking less and less smooth, it's because they're sitting through, we're trying to go through all the relief of the other hair cards that we've got going on. So it's only natural that ZBrush gets a little bit confused with what's going on. But if it does, just simply keep switching to your move tool and manually editing the card. Okay. Now even these, I'd say, these bee hairs that I'm creating right now, they're actually quite boring because they're still sort of following the line. But what they're doing is they're just kind of adding some small strands to the surface of the hair mesh. Wild ones would be something like this. Yes, just completely almost change the direction in which they're traveling. Smooth yourself out, guys. Hold down shift if you'd like to smooth it out. There we go. And so this one is just kind of out here on his own, just sort of going, hey, I'm going my own way. Let's sweep it around there. There we go. Why not? Okay. And we can have hair that does the opposite almost. It's just kind of... Oops. So, place it down, lift it up, smooth it. Okay. And so hair that just kind of flicks out like that. Gets buried a little bit, so just move them up. Okay, so this is what I mean by bee hair cards. Very small, strand-based cards. Okay. Can we lift him up out? Yes, we can. There he is. There we go. Okay, so you can see there the difference between this side and this side now with some of the bee hair splines put in. And that's not to say you can't have some of this. Let me show you. So here's a hair spline that's going to be tucked in underneath, and it's just sitting here. What's this? That's hair that's down here, like around the neck area here. Okay, so that's what this type of hair is. That's the type of hair we're creating at the moment. So let's create one that goes right behind the ear there, and maybe one that you see we can curl this quite a bit. I did like it in its original formation like that. There we go. Okay, let's have it sort of stick to the neck a little bit and then curl away. There we go. Let's do another one. That's too long. And this one we could maybe... Let's put this one right up there. Ah, it's gonna get trapped. Let's tell you what. Let's change the curvature of it the way we'd want it to be. Something like that. We'll accept it, and then we'll basically move it in manually. There we go. So where's that gone? There it is there. Okay. And I would like to do one more. And this is all on the same layer. This is still bee hair layer, so I haven't made a new subtool or anything. I just want to do one there that just kind of kisses the behind the ear, just around the jaw. Just a very, very thin one, and just have it kind of curve out a bit. Like that. Okay, because that's just going to be some leftover straggles of hair essentially. Okay, let's do a few more at the top. It gets stuck on that. It gets stuck on that one. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta comb it out. There it is. Okay, we've done quite a few on the sides here. Let's do some at the back. Let's start doing some random number ones. Okay. They don't all have to kind of flare out, but most of them will kind of be like that, so... But they certainly, by all means, don't have to be all flaring out randomly like that. But is that too long? Maybe we can make it work, let's see. Let's put him over here. Yeah, okay. Just make him a bit more conformist. Oh, it even twisted. That's an added bonus. Nice. Okay. And I think I can see with one more here. Let's do one more in here. Oh boy, that's a long one. That is a long one. That's no good. Let's try it again. Just a shorter one. There we go. Oh, is that still too long? I think that might still be too long. Let's try it again. Okay, that's definitely not too long. That's about the right size. But it gets caught again, so we'll leave it like that. Accept it, and we'll use the move brush to tuck him in. Actually, let's leave him on top. We'll have him clip, and that's fine. Okay, so if we isolate just the B hair strands, so let's solo it out, and now we'll delete, get rid of all that. We'll delete the A hair strands. Remember, we already have them in another subtool. So there's the B hair strands there. Put them back with the rest of the head, and this is what we get. Okay, so why have we got no B hair strands at the front? Well, we already kind of made some. Okay, so there's no need to really go and add any more for the time being. Okay, if we find that we need to do some later on, we always can do. Okay, so it's up to you guys now. What I'd like to do is to save a bit of time is take some of the bee hairs we created and we'll duplicate them and we will mirror them, but we might not necessarily keep all of them. Okay, so let's mirror them over. See, something like that. You can see that they already don't sit in exactly the right places because it's a different side of a hair with different hair cards. So this one here, pick the ones you like the most. So for me, I still like this one here. So I'm going to mask him. I like this pink one. I'll mask that one. I like this blue one. I'll mask that one. I like this pink one. I'll mask that one. And I like these down here, but I need to repurpose them. So I'm definitely going to mask them off, including the long turquoise one. And I think I like, yeah, I like the light blue one. This bright green one. And this pink one. And this purple one. Okay, so I picked most of them, but not all of them. And what I'm going to do now is go to polygroups. We'll mask them. Okay, so you can see which ones we didn't pick, and let's isolate them, and we'll just delete the other ones. Okay, now we can go to polygroups and auto group them again so that they're all separate. And let's rename the subtool. We will rename them to, where's rename? There it is. Not L1, but B hair R for right. So what do we got to do now? We've got to change the trajectory of these to make them a bit more unique. So let's start with our move brush first. We'll do big changes like this to try and get a feel for what we're after. And I think this pink one here, yeah, this one, that's a pretty long one. So what I'm going to do is I don't like where it's sat on the surface. So using my move topological brush, I'm just going to put him underneath here. So he's still there, but he's just kind of sunken underneath somewhere. And I'm going to do the opposite of this guy. I think this guy deserves to be out on the surface a bit. So let's put him there. And he can sort of clip through that major A hair strand, that's fine. I introduce a bit of curvature, however. Oops. And you can see here, a bit sitting a little bit off, so I'm going to push that in. And same here. I'm going to push this one in. Let's change the trajectory of this one. So this is now using move topological. This one is a mirror of that, so I've got to separate them so that they don't look exactly the same. There we go. Just a slight little shift and adjustment will do the job. There we go. And let's maybe let's angle this guy down a bit. Actually, I changed my mind. Let's do something wild to this one. Let's completely change the trajectory of that one. There we go. Okay, something like that. This blue one I think is quite nice. We'll just change it slightly. We'll just make it sit a bit lower there. And then we can get this pink one here to do something similar. And let's just pull on him down here so he comes through around there. That blue one can end up where it is. That's fine. I'm happy with him to do that. I might just make it a bit closer to the ear. There we go. Now the ones I particularly want to focus on are these ones at the bottom here. I can't really see what's going on with them, so let's solo them. Ah, okay, so they're quite buried. So let's take this light green one out. There we go. I think I want to keep that in virtually the same place, but somewhere a bit closer to the ear perhaps. Like that. And that's sort of fine. I might just take the end out. This one here is similar. I'll just pull him out a little bit and I'll just change his origin point to be a bit closer to the ear there. What else we got? We've got this light turquoise one. So that's also the same. So this one here could really do with sitting in that gap. So that's exactly where I'm going to put him. Okay, just like that. And don't worry guys, I see the hair strand that somehow made it on the inside the head mesh there. How has that happened? Let's have a look. What are you doing? Ah, it's part of this. How did I not notice that? Well, you're getting cut, mate. So let's go over to you. We'll do polygroup, group masked. Okay. And now delete. There you go. That's that sorted. Okay, so the only thing I'd say is I'd probably add some more strands just here. Just a few little strands underneath the neck here. So I'm sorry if this is taking a little bit of a long time, but it is important. Let's just hide the A hair cards for now because they're going to get in the way, unfortunately. Is that all of them hidden? Or is that other side still? Hidden, there it is. Okay, so what do I mean? I just mean this part here. I just need to draw some loose B hairs here. Because not all the hair is going to make it. Some hair is going to sort of start and then just taper off. Like that. Okay, they're not going to make it into the ponytail. They're just going to start to... We're going to try and go that way, but they're too short. So we're just going to kind of... I nearly made it. I nearly made it, but I didn't in the end. Sort of like that. Oops. You can even do little small ones like this that just sort of, I'm way too short. And that little guy. This guy here. He goes, hey, there's no way I'm going to make that. I'm just going to curl around here somewhere. Something like that. This guy, same thing. I'm just going to curl around here somewhere. He goes, oh, that ponytail is way too far for me. I'm just going to curl up over here somewhere and call it a day. Poor guy. He just simply hasn't got the physical size to contend. And let's do one last one here for this side. And, oh, it even twisted, but we don't really want it to twist. There we go. I somehow accidentally cut that one. Not sure how I did that, but I managed somehow. Interesting. So accidentally here, I'm doing it on the lower A hair part. That's a bit naughty of me. But, okay, we'll just ignore that for now. Let's go to base B hair L. Where is that? B hair. Is that it? That's base hair. B hair L, there we go. So just a few little strands here. Same as we did on the other side. Oops. Apologies for the lack of commentary, but I think you can kind of see what's going on. Oops. Wasn't sure what to do with that one. Let's just leave him like that, that's fine. How about a bit of curvature would be nice. There we go. We can do a few genuine bee hair strands. Oh, that's very straight. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay, there we go. Just some little strands like that kind of come off a bit. There we go. And this side, unfortunately, I didn't do a good job in terms of checking which layer I was on. That's definitely on me. Sorry about that. I was too busy trying to give a story to almost every small strand. Okay, let's clean it up now. Select all the bee hair strands we made. Mask each one of them. Oops. Just use my mouse for this. Now I've been very good at selecting it. Oh, hang on. No ZBrush, not yet. Thanks for that ZBrush. Why are you hiding it now? That's really annoying. Okay, let's just group what we've got so far. Okay. You. What? Why are you... I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Never mind. That's fine. Okay, you. I was trying to isolate him and it just hit him instead. Sometimes I get really confused with ZBrush. I'm doing the same thing, but ZBrush is doing something different. Either that or I'm just getting really old and I don't know it. Okay, so how do we separate these guys? Well, we're going to have to do the duplication thing again. Lower A hair, the original one. We don't want any of these guys here, so let's get rid of them. Okay, new subtool. We want to merge this with our B hair strands. Let's find them. Let's bring it a bit lower. B hair L, B hair R. Okay, but before we merge them, we want everything except the B. Sorry, we want everything except the A hair. We'll delete that. There we go. And now we can merge B hair right with the remainder of B hair right. Oh, like that. Right, let's put all the hair back on, shall we? Is that all of them on? Except that one? Yep, which is the only one that's colored. Let's take the poly paint and texture off that one. Okay, so there's our hair mesh, guys. Right? So, quite a lot of work, I understand. That's quite a lot of work to do and all that, but oh, hang on, I said we're nearly done, but we need one more video because we've got a few strands here as well that are just not really going anywhere. I wonder what that's a part of. What are you guys? Ah, wow, they're the basic hair strands from all the way back then. Okay, let's just spend a bit of time cleaning this up. So we'll mask off those two polys. It's a good job I saw them. Nope. This guy as well. Yep. Group masked. No. This one as well. Nope. Let's isolate it. There we go. This one. Group masked. Yes. Delete that one. Okay, what's the other one? This one here. What are you part? Ah, you're part of the other side. Okay. Group masked. Oops. There we go. Right, okay. That's better. Okay, so we'll spend one more video, guys. We'll do the same B-spline idea, but for the ponytail. Okay? Ponytail follows exactly the same rules as we've done so far, if not more so. Okay, so be prepared to go wild.